Hey everybody, welcome back. Weird run last run, but we made it work. This time we're going to randomize again. You're just going to have to take my word for it for now. I have randomized... oh my god. I think that this randomizer, now that I look at it, it also gives you the opportunity to, like... I think it says, like, no deals with the devil, no deals with the angel. Look, that's not for you to decide. For me, that's for... although that could be interesting... because what this says is Judas, Boss Rush, Dark Path, no devil deals, no angel deals, and no opening chests. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to tell you, okay? I'm never going to have the option checked to not open chests. Also, I'm realizing it's actually tainted Judas. Okay. I'm never gonna not open chests and also not go to angel deals and also not go to devil deals. Those are all optional things you can turn on or off on this randomizer, which again is at trpgstuff.com/Isaac. But I will, you know what? If the randomizer says boss rush, then I will endeavor to make boss rush happen. That's the way I'll approach that. But all in all, I think I'm a simplistic man. Wait, a simple man? Something you love and understand? I think that if we end up using this, and my hunch right now is that we probably will, but if we end up using this, we'll probably look at it more as something like to differentiate the path, well, the character for sure, but then also the path we take on every single run. Because otherwise you just end up doing, you know, streaks to the chest over and over, or... yeah, it depends on the kind of person you are, but for me, that's the way I would look at it for sure. And I don't mind having... oh, I thought we had Dark Arts ready. Almost got tagged there. Wouldn't mind having, you know, the occasional incentive to go to, like, either Hush or Boss Rush. I think it certainly changes, like, the way that you play a run. And occasionally is going to mean that we end up going... oh, that was bad. We end up going to, like, the Tainted Path, or the Alt Path, or the Beast, which, you know, all of which is very interesting to me, for sure. Anyway, so far so good. Couldn't ask for a much better start than this. Might be early on, but on the other hand, we already got, well, the HP is kind of meaningless, but... it's a spirit heart. We're not upset by it. How am I doing? I'm doing well. It is 10:01 a.m. on a Monday. I recorded that last Slay the Spire episode, then I popped out, or that last Isaac episode, then I popped out a Slay the Spire episode. What a slap in the face! And I'm feeling mentally more alert. I have more acuity than I had maybe on that first Isaac run. That being said, that first Isaac run, I actually was kind of impressed with the way things went down. The only negative really was that I went in the wrong direction. This is a weird floor. Or, I mean, wrong direction even is kind of a weird way to sell it. I didn't really go in the wrong direction. I accidentally went into the mom fight after having teleported out of the mom fight. The moon. World is crawl space. I don't know what you do. You teleported me to a super cool secret room that gave us Lud of the Marty, one of the all-time classic items, and we're in the freaking walls, man. I'm still in the walls. Is there a way out of here? Am I stuck? What's happening? Have I soft-locked myself? This Platinum God, please save me. .co.uk/repentance. This was the moon. The Ultra Secret Room is a red room containing an item. Can only be accessed via red key. Using this card will open a pathway of red rooms back to the regular floor. Will it? Will it, though? Because I kind of feel like I'm not going back to the regular floor. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, I don't know if you're supposed to have to do that, but here I am. We're not on the alt path anymore, right? Like, we're saved? Am I correct in the assumption that we're saved? Did we not know the mapping on our previous floor? Am I in the walls still? I don't know. I don't think I'm in the walls. Well, that was scary. And yet another good indicator that, you know, I'm not sure we should be taking any tainted cards that require us to teleport or, like, spawn a boss in front of us, because seems to lead to a lot of situations like that. But you know what? You're going to need to do a little bit more than that. Maybe you thought because it's 10 a.m. on a Monday morning and this guy's already doing his 3rd video of the day. Maybe you thought you'd get me. Maybe you thought I'd just roll over and play dead. Well, no, not anymore, okay? Maybe there was a time, or a week and a half ago, when I was knee-deep in all these difficult challenges, where I would have been like, screw you, I'm not playing your game. But today, nah, I'm in a great mood. Would I be in a greater mood if I could figure out where the heck I was supposed to go? Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Would I be in a greater mood? Wow, that's our 2nd golden penny on the same floor. Would I be in a greater mood if I had 100% confidence I could make it to the boss room here? Yes, that's also correct. What did we get in our... Oh, our item room is just the D6, that's right. Because I am worried that we're just going to have to go right back into the walls. Did we escape from the walls that way? Okay. This, you might think it puts a damper on boss rush, and you would be right, but... Oh, there's the boss room. It was there the whole time. Okay. Now, I'm going to be straight up with you. Most of the time, I think, you know, we got a lot of HP. This might be like a deal with the devil type run, but I'm looking at it as an opportunity to do some cool deals with the angel. You know, we got a D6. There's probably a lot of items in the angel pool I have not picked up. And angel pool is just fun to begin with. We got a great item there, and we're moving on. Remember, we're supposed to do boss rush. I like the idea of, whenever possible, letting that optional challenge stay in there. That's good enough to use, and we could always use our D6. We don't need... Okay, we need. Reroll. I don't know if I should have rerolled the HP. Like, I'm happy with Contract from Below, but you can also leave for free. Like I said, I'm feeling mentally sharper than I felt in some time. It's a sign. Get this man a breakfast sandwich as soon as possible. Please. Please. I mean, you shouldn't be able to stand up to this kind of aggression here. I am looking forward to stream today. It should be a good one, which I guess is stream yesterday for you. We have React Court, which is a new segment where I go to, I farm viral Reddit content and give my opinion on it. It's been a lot of fun so far. You know what's been interesting about it is realizing... and dude, Contract from Below, just absolutely crushing it here. But it's been interesting remembering that, and you're gonna laugh at me for this one, but that not the entire world has like the same cultural and social norms as North America. Because like what's interesting about some of the posts is, you know, I give my opinion on it, which I think is, I tend to not have that outrageous of opinions. So like I'm a relatively normal guy. Like I might have strong opinions about things in some situations, but mostly the strength of the opinion is irrelevant. What's relevant is that the general direction of my opinion is like, you know, don't harm others unless, you know, you literally have no other option, or maybe they're antagonizing you or something. And then on top of, like, don't inconvenience others whenever possible. We definitely take the opportunity here, by the way. There's no flying, so are we... You know what? I'm a fool. Look at this. We could just do that. Then wait for it. Just take your time. Just wait for it. Wait for it again. But realizing that a lot of the opinions that I have, obviously, I mean, I guess it shouldn't be considered that unusual, but, you know, the opinions that I have are based on the, you know, the world in which I've grown up, which has different cultural norms than, you know, like, say, if you grew up in South Asia or something like that. So there has been, I'm not going to say, like, you know, hate or anything like that, but there has been some dissent. Have I been called godless more than once? It's true. I don't, you know, I cannot tell a lie. I would not say I'm the most godless individual you'll ever find, but you might have owned me there. But it also, you know, is a stark reminder, I guess, reading the comments for stuff like that, that, you know, I assume that my audience is 100% like me, which is a stupid assumption to make, but I only realized recently we were operating under that assumption. And when I see people that have, you know, watched, like, maybe hundreds or even maybe more than that hours of my content, and they're like, you know, this is why I hate North American culture and, you know, manners and stuff like that, I'm like, oh my god, we're not on the same level at all. I was laughing, and this is much more, like, harmless. I don't mean to, you know, punch down or poke fun here, but there was somebody on the subreddit that made a thread that was like, has NL ever talked about being a Sagittarius? Like, he embodies so many of the Sagittarius characteristics, I thought he might be interested. And I was like, I wonder how it happens that you watch, like, a lot of my content, and then you're like, you know what this guy sounds like he's probably very into is astrology. I'm not even, like, against it necessarily. I mean, you know, my personal belief on astrology is that, you know, the position of the moon and the planets and etc. doesn't have any bearing over what's going to happen to you, you know, in your love life or, you know, on your first date this week or whatever. But my secondary opinion on it is that it's harmless, you know. So if people find some joy out of it or some entertainment, and it's not hurting anybody else, then who cares? I was laughing. This is, I don't know if I ever, this is an anecdote from ages ago now, but maybe like a month and a half ago, I was walking around with the baby, and I saw a guy, he was walking towards me, he was wearing a shirt that said, astrology is BS, you know, like, but it didn't say BS. That's an amazing item. It said exactly what you'd expect. I'm not paying for that. Like, I might just go try to reroll the entire library back here, but we still want to try to make boss rush. Now, do I disagree with them? Not really. However, why am I doing this? This is such a waste of my time. I don't disagree. No, at the same time, I think a lot of stuff is BS, and I don't really feel the need to make my positions on that kind of stuff known via like a cheeky like graphic T-shirt or something like that. I just feel honestly, if you gave me the choice to hang out with somebody who wanted to talk about astrology or hang out with somebody who's like, you know, what would be really like a fun time is to buy this T-shirt that will, you know, just rankle some people that I walk by, complete strangers, for no reason except to make myself feel like intellectually superior or something like that. I would hang out with the astrologist for sure. I don't know what I could learn about in that process, but it would expose me to another worldview that's maybe a little bit different and dare I even suggest less cynical than my own. Oh, I almost bought that. It wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it would have been a little nasty. Oh, you gotta save your money for these exact situations. I'll take it. I'll buy it, man. I'll buy it. I don't care. Save your reroll for that situation, too. Dude, Dark Art's kind of sick. Like, look at this. Anyway. That being said, I don't mean to poke fun. If you're the person who said I embody the characteristics of being a Sagittarius, first off, I mean, I don't know if you're right, but you did get me pegged in the sense that I am a Sagittarius. But secondarily, I hope you don't take offense to it. It's just I'm always surprised that like the image I think I'm pushing out there can sometimes be very different than what people pick up when they're watching, you know? I feel like that happens in everything. I always laugh, like there's this comedian, David Cross, right? And he's very rude and cynical, and just like kind of acerbic, I guess is the best way to describe it. And occasionally, you know, you'll see like posts online from people that met him, and they're like, I met David Cross. He's my favorite comedian of all time. I'm sorry to report that he was a little bit surly and rude to me when we met. Now, I'm not trying to defend somebody's rudeness at all, but I'm like, yeah, isn't that like, if you watch, you know, enough of his comedy, I guess, isn't that what kind of to be expected? I'm sure, look, it would be nice if he were nicer. That's the gimme there. And I guess, you assume that maybe he's only like mean to former President George W. Bush. Maybe he's not, just generally kind of grumpy and unpleasant to be around. But I'm like, it seems in character. I will re-roll the leech. I don't know about that either. I do see a tinted rock here. Dude, like, the tower card is like one of the most fun to use tainted cards in this game. That being said, if you meet me, you might be surprised. I don't think I've ever had an interaction with a viewer where I've been like, you know, they're gonna come out of this thinking that I was a jerkhole. Most of the time, you know, people are like, hey, are you NL? And I'm like, yes, I am. And they're like, I like your videos. And I'm like, thank you so much. And then there's usually like a little bit of an awkward silence after that, because I mean, I can't really blame them. I don't know what I would say in that position either. And then I go, hey, do you want to grab a picture or something? And most of the time they go, nah, that's okay. That's my demo. They're like, what am I going to do with this photo? I think they're normies. Like, well, they're maybe like nerds, but they're living like undercover as a normie. They're like, I can't show this to my coworkers and then explain that I watched this guy play The Binding of Isaac every single day for like 8 years. It's too much. And then we both move on with our lives. The one that makes me laugh, and like we've not had many situations like this since COVID, because I haven't really been outside too much, but every once in a while you'll be in like a place and you'll see somebody that just kind of fits the demo, is the best way to describe it. I got all kinds of viewers, but there's kind of like, I wouldn't say an archetype, but let me put it this way. At the risk of being rude, if I saw a middle-aged woman driving like a Porsche Cayenne or something like that, my first thought would not be maybe this lady watches my videos. It's just, I know my demographic data is like 94% male, you know, predominantly American, Canadian, British, German, etc., etc. Within a certain age group, you know, probably more like 25 to 34 now these days, but a key, that's fine. I wanted more money so that I could buy something nice. But we gotta get a move on. If we're gonna try to make boss rush, we gotta get a move on. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? Check this out. This is how committed I am to the aesthetic. I thought that would hit the donation machine. Charge? No charge? Okay. You know what I'm gonna do then? We're not gonna be able to buy whatever's in the item room on the angel room anyway, so we might as well just take a bomb and then maybe blow up the angel statue. Maybe we'll get something there that we can use, but we got to go a little faster. But yeah, you'll be like, maybe you'll be at a mall or something like that. I recognize this situation, and we could blow up the judgment and try to make it work, but I'm gonna stick to my original plan. Holy Mantle is unbelievable, obviously. if we could have gotten it. And you'll be in a position where they're like, is that NL or is it just like some random bald? And then I'm like, do they recognize me or are they just looking around? Like they could just be craning their neck. I hate this, but we'll just grab that instead. You see it happen. I bet there's some people out there with stories that are like, I was at, you know, the TNT supermarket flagship location at the Metrotown Mall in Burnaby, British Columbia. I could have sworn that I saw him, but just in case, I didn't want to go say hi. Because what if it was just a random person and then they'd be like, what the heck are you talking about? You're not talking about one of those YouTube losers, are you? And then, you know, you'd be embarrassed maybe, even though there's no reason to be. I would love, by the way, to take a little bit more of an opportunity to experience this stuff here. But I think we owe it to the randomizer to commit and try to go a little faster. This is not how you do that, by the way. One of the things I would say is that if we don't make it to boss rush on this run, A, life goes on. B, I choose to blame getting stuck in the wall like a cat on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Anyway, long story short, if you see me in public, unless I'm like, you know, being arrested or something, that don't feel shy. Don't feel like this guy's, I'm gonna be a big, like, you know, I'm gonna ruin his day by telling him I like his videos. All the electrical and federant stuff, it's just copy pasta. It's not real. I think we got a take, unfortunately. It's not. Well, I mean, I'm sure it happened to somebody at some point. I mean, the electrical and federant story, like. It's a beautiful piece. Probably one of the most incredible pieces of modern fiction. By the way, did I notice something there? Dark arts instantly triggers Taurus. That's an kind of unbelievable synergy. Being able to just get invincibility like as soon as you start a room, kind of incredible. Angel deal, maybe? No angel deal? A range upgrade? Are you messing with me? So we got a minute to make it the boss rush. I'm gonna give it my all. If we can't make it, we can't make it, though. You gotta look, but don't fight the angel statue. It's fine. 3 cents? Not 3 cents. Okay. Sword would have been cool, but you know what? Life goes on. Some of these rooms, you know, we don't want to go. We don't want to go Taurus strats. Some of them we do. There's a fool card, but we don't really want it. Dude, we're making better time than I expected, if I'm being honest. I'm very pessimistic about our overall chances of making it there. But I'm very optimistic about our chances of doing the dark room. Maybe this is overkill, but you gotta look. It's like the greatest item of all time. It has to be like right here. Okay, so we're not gonna make it unless maybe we got Mama Mega in our shop, but that's okay. I don't think we can be too upset about this. It's still a very, very beautiful run. I don't really want... You know what? I think I do want a Steam sale now that I think of... Hey. I think I do want a Steam sale now that I think about it, because I'm sure that a Steam sale will also affect the Stairway to Heaven, which gives us those angel deals. That being said, if it doesn't, that's fine. Life goes on. That's a great synergy. I mean, like, the Steam sale Stairway to Heaven synergy is great, but also what I was going to say is the Dark Arts... I think 7 cents should be good for now. The Dark Arts and Taurus synergy, which I never would have expected, but I guess it does give you like a speed bonus when you pop it, so makes perfect sense. It's neat, actually, and it just, you know, just one... Oh, we could have made it, too, if we just went the right way. Just one more reminder, I suppose, at the, you know, the amount of edge cases in Isaac that you need to commit to your memory if you want to actually become the greatest player this game's ever seen. You have to get it all. Anyway. Blood Puppy. It's an interesting item. I think we could take it. I think we could take it. Maybe learn something more about it. So as I understand it, it's like, as it kills more enemies, it gets angrier, and eventually that anger leads it to be angry at us. But then once we, like, hurt it a couple of times, it goes back to being just, like, a pretty strong version of Leech or something like that. I don't know, man. Anyway. So we're gonna do React Court. And then following that, dude, I'm so excited. Like, I haven't gamed with Malf in a little bit, maybe like a week or so, but Sips is coming back this week as well. Remember, you gotta go Dark Path. Which is super cool. I got a lot of questions for Sips, you know, as somebody who just had a baby within the past year. Interested to hear how he's doing with it, and also the differences between... I think I'm gonna re-roll that, man. The differences between having, you know, your third kid and your first kid. Because I'm still, like, I'm paranoid. You know, when she's got, like, a stuffed animal that's, like, bigger than her whole body, I'm like, careful, she's gonna choke. Like, I'm insane. I probably shouldn't. But you know what? It's okay. Well, it worked. You know what? We can still... It might seem like we're kind of past the point of, you know, killing the angel statues, but as long as we get a D6 charge, we can actually make it super worthwhile. I really like the... Whatever that item is called as well that we just got, like... Dagger through the heart is what I'm gonna call it. Immaculate heart, something like that. It's not that amazing on like a stat basis, but it is a 20% damage boost, which is, it's worth something, especially on bosses. It's a little bit easier to see how that manifests. And as well as whatever like the AoE effect that it generates is, that admittedly I'm just not super familiar with. So yeah, I'm excited to talk with Sips a little bit about how I mean, he's never left the dad life, but you know, I'm assuming that, I mean, even now, like our daughter turns 10 months old, which is crazy to think. Why am I losing HP, by the way? Maybe my invincibility is not as invincible as I thought it was. But she turns 10 months old this week. Hello. Pop up, please. Pop up, please. Papa. Thank you. Papa, can you hear? And, like, life as the father of a 10-month-old is substantially different than life as the father of, like, a 2-month-old or even younger. Hey, easy there, blood puppy. Suplex is just fun, but we need to get a little bit more creative. I think that's really good. I'm embarrassed by how good that is. Like those early months is a lot of just like basic safety and like biological care. Now there's a lot more like personality and, you know, like she's almost getting to the point where maybe a chunk of this is in my head. But for me, it seems like she, like, picks out the toy that she wants. Okay. The toy she wants to play with. She'll, like, crawl over to something and then, like, pick it up and give it to me. And I'm like, well, thank you. We should, try to find a secret room. At the very least, it would be nice to get a secret room. By the way, we held this trinket for the whole game. Is finally giving us, like, the dividends we were waiting for. Whereas when you're, you know, when your kid is a month old, that's actually still pretty good for an angel deal right there, but I mean, it's just a lot of diaper changes, and then also, like, don't take your eyes off her for, like, more than 30 seconds at a time, because you're paranoid that, you know, she's gonna, like, slither off somewhere. Then the kind of fictions, I don't know if it's just me, but the kind of fictions that, like, your brain creates for you, or did for me when we first had our daughter, it's like, you know that German workplace safety video where the guy's like driving the forklift and he, you know what one I'm going to talk about here. He's driving the forklift and then he impales his friend on the forks. We didn't get a key piece there, so it shows what I know, which is very little. Maybe a little Cambian conception? Nope. Sorry, this is a point worth making. Anyway, like, it's just a bonkers workplace safety video that is effective in the sense that you, like, will always remember it if you've ever seen it, but also, you know, borders on the absurd, if not, like, well crossing the line into absurd. That is, like, I see now. We shouldn't kill enemies with creep while we have Taurus active, because we lose the Taurus effect. That is what my brain was doing for me, like, every time I picked up our baby. You know, and I don't say this by the way, those enemies have creep. I don't say this to scare anybody that maybe is having a child. It's just one of those things that, like, your brain starts, I think your amygdala grows to, like, you know, 4 times its original size or something like that after you have a kid. So I'll be, like, carrying her, and I'm like, I can just see in my head, the cat's there, I trip on the cat. Instinctively, I launch the baby from my hands, they hit their head on our complicated light fixture, and then, like, land on the exact corner of the staircase, and you're, like, it just, and then I do a full, like, Wilhelm scream, like, roll off of the edge of the banister, and I'm like, ah, you know? Happy lookout, I'm trying to think if we want the nail. I think the answer is no. But actually, now that I'm thinking, our rerolls suck on the angel deals. So I actually think that Empty Vessel is a beautiful choice. Berserk is kind of fun, man. Berserk do be kind of fun. Will I fight Mega Satan? I don't know. That's going to come down to... please, please. I just want the money, man. That's going to come down to a couple of different things. One being our HP. I mean, the mission critical path on this one was just to beat the lamb, and I think that's going to... Still stands a pretty good chance of happening, and... Oh, you should have blown up the blue fires. Creep, by the way, just watch out for the creep. It's a really strong run. I've enjoyed all the runs that we've done since finishing It's the Key. I feel like I've learned a lot about, like, I just feel so much more comfortable with the game in general. You know, situationally taking some items that maybe I didn't even know what they did before. In my opinion, you know, not playing perfectly, but making some decent decisions. Ooh, that's, I don't mind the glitter bombs, but I think this is a great reroll opportunity. I, don't really know what you do... But I think you're like baby... That sucked. You're like baby Esau, which I don't know if I've had on a non-challenge run. So there's a temptation in my mind there to at least pick it up. Larynx. Oh no, this is the Scream item. Which is pretty good, I think, but... We're gonna save it for a reroll. Anyway, I'm excited to talk to Sips. That's what it's all about, man. It should be a good week of content this week. I have no idea what else I'm gonna do. I imagine at some point we'll play Pokemon Unite, but I also would not be surprised if this ends up being like the week where people get kind of good at Pokemon Unite, and then I decide that I never want to play it again for the rest of my life. It's gonna happen at some point. Right, I can fly, by the way. All good things must come to an end. And I'm sure we're coming in close to a really smart play there. I can fly here, but there's no way for us to get in without using a key. Wow. Wow. Huge growth is pretty good, too. Sure, we'll reach a point eventually. The 10-year-olds that are currently, nice play, clogging the servers are going to end up... I think our range kind of stinks, man. I don't think I want to take it. They're going to end up going to, like, icyveins.com. They're going to figure out the best possible movesets. They're going to learn not to just give up their, like, neutral creeps all the time. And then life's going to become much harder. And then I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going back to Isaac, a game that I only lose occasionally. Okay, so the stars card I had forgotten, but I recall now. It's, that's fine. Actually fine. It purges the first item you have in your item tracker and replaces it with 2 pedestals from the room in which you're currently standing. So I'm just gonna cut my losses there. We lost stem cells, which I don't even think cost us the HP that would come with it, so we got really lucky. It gave us gimpy 9 lives. Both good, by the way. I'm not upset. HP at a bit of a premium right now. But apart from that, I'm sorry, I gotta structure all of my banter around, like, you know, when the enemies spawn. when I'm safe and when things are, like, very, very unsafe. Just remember, we're saving Soul of Eve, honestly, for, like, for the Lamb, if I can make it there, or even Mega Satan. We might choose just to fight Mega Satan instead. Hey, in my opinion, beating the Dark Room, you could do it one of 2 ways. You could beat the Lamb, or alternatively, you could beat Mega Satan. So I think maybe we might just walk into that Mega Satan fight and give it a quick little pop. But first, keep in mind, if we die on Mega Satan, we actually come back and have the opportunity to fight the Lamb anyway, so no big deal, I suppose. Right? We can fly? Clicker. This is a bit of a slap in the face, wouldn't you say? I don't wish that I took number 1. I'm just surprised that out of all that, we got nothing. Now, I'm hopeful... I know we're not going to be able to buy anything. Like, we really haven't been able to make the best use of Stairway to Heaven on this one. But we can at least... we can at least blow up some blue fires. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I'm going to promise you for now, is that we'll see. We'll also open those, of course. Dude, I mean, you gotta fight for it. Because, like, Revelations would be freaking sick. It also doesn't matter at all if we die. So just remember that. That's not the consumable drop you're looking for. That's also not the consumable drop you're looking for. Can I get an F in chat, please? F. Vengeful Spirit. Maw Devoid. Death's List. You know... Interesting. Can we even... They will let us take these. I mean, why not at this point, right? I don't know if we need Death's List. Like, that one I don't think is going to be that mission critical. But let's give this a try, okay? And I don't really know how to use... Wow, that was fast. I don't really know how to use our runes here optimally. I think you gotta use... like, Alges to get through phase 1. And then Soul of Eve on phase 2. And Dark Arts just to, like, avoid damage that's coming in. I think that's the play, straight up. So just be cool. Like, this is not... That was scary. But what I was going to say is this is not the scariest wave. Which, obviously, we almost ended up eating our words a little bit there. This is requiring a little bit of focus. Like, this is why I think they did such a good job with the balance in Repentance. To be fair, did I throw away a ton of HP? Oh, yeah. Like a staggering amount. Just constantly trying to use Taurus, even though the creep made it so, oh, scary. Even though the creep made it so that we took damage over and over again. I think I'm gonna pop Algaes, like, for this next wave here. But we have, like, a great run. And yet we still... I mean, we have Algaes going right now. I don't know when it's gonna wear off, but we can at least get in here. We had a great run with a lot of great items, and yet we're still sitting here like this could go wrong. That's a great sign that the game is well designed and well balanced, honestly. We do also have Sci-Fly, so I think all of this like talk about how we could lose is probably in all likelihood gonna prove to be a little embarrassing. Hey, but Sci-Fly can only... Oh my god. We got hit, but we didn't die. What happened? It can only inoculate us from like 99% of the damage that we would take, okay? You don't understand. So I think you pop Soul of Eve, and then the birds are going to start to go to freaking town. Sci-Fly, thank you. Then, that's just to be safe. You pop a Dark Arts. Anybody else a little surprised by our relative inability to get a kill with the birds here? Or just me? Maybe they don't do well against boss armor. It's no problem, I just held it for like, you know, 7 floors trying to make it work. Scary. So I would say one of the most dangerous things right now is definitely just impatience. We're almost done, almost safe. Jeez, man, come on. Come on! Oh my god. Okay. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Good fight. I think we did right by the randomizer. We finished on something harder. Well, arguable. But either way, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. It's that simple. Twitch.tv/NorthernLion. I'm live every weekday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. See you there. Later.